Good morning. Today we are going to be tackling factorization by taking out common factors. If you check here, we are required to factorize 16x plus 56. So we have to identify the highest common factor of 16x and 56. So in our previous exercises, we determined how to calculate the highest common factor. So in our solution, we would realize that the highest common factor of 16x and 56, which is the greatest number that enters into 16x, or the greatest variable that enters into 16x and 56, we get it to be 8. So now we have to write that highest common factor outside the bracket and fill the brackets. So we are going to have 8 outside the bracket. Then inside the bracket we have the 16x. We divide it by 8 plus the other term, which is 56 divided by 8. So we are left with 8 in brackets. We now have 16x divided by 8, we get 2x. Then 56 divided by 8, we get 7. So our final answer becomes 8 multiplied by this factor in bracket, which is 2x plus 7. Then if we check in our second example, we are given minus 6n squared plus 3mn. So we need the highest common factor of minus 6n squared and the positive 3mn. If we check the highest common factor of minus 6 and the 3 is 3. Then in terms of our variables, here we have n squared, here we have n. So we take that variable which is common, but we take the one with the smallest power. Then here we don't have m, here we have m, so that one is not common. So our highest common factor is 3n. So we are going to factor out the 3n. We are going to factor out the 3n. Then in brackets we'll be left with minus 6n squared divided by 3n, which is our highest common factor, plus 3mn divided by 3n, which is our highest common factor. And eventually our final answer is going to be 3n. Then we have minus 6n squared divided by 3n. We end up having minus 2n plus this 3mn divided by 3n. We'll be left with m to get a final answer of 3n factor of minus 2n plus 3. Alternatively, we can have a highest common factor. Let us write this. Alternatively, we can have a highest common factor which is negative, because our highest can either be positive or negative. So in this case, we can have our highest common factor which is equal to negative 3n. And then we have to factor out the 3n. So it means in this case, we'll end up having to put our factor, which is negative 3n, outside. It's negative 3n outside. Then we put our brackets. Then inside the brackets we are going to have the negative 6n squared, negative 6n negative 6n squared divided by a 3n. Then we have our positive. Take note, we are supposed to divide by a negative 3n, a negative 3n. Then we have our positive. We have another term which is 3mn, which is going to be divided by a negative 3n, which is our highest common factor. Then from there, our answer becomes negative 3n is outside. Then we put our bracket. Then negative 6n squared divided by negative 3n. Negative divided by negative, we get a positive. So it becomes a positive 2n. Then here we are having a positive which is being divided by a negative. We get a negative. Then the 3 and the 3 will cancel out, the n and the n will cancel out to get negative 3m. That's the alternative. Thank you.